All right, Jeff Zimmerman here with the WBO welterweight champion of the world, Brian Norman Jr., and maybe soon to be joined by Brian Norman Sr., but we'll see. But how you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good, pimp man. How you doing yourself?
Good, man. Well, listen, we got a lot to talk about, man. You're a rising star in this sport. Um,
hmm
Still relatively unknown to a lot of fans, maybe, but certainly on the
hmm
rise. And a world champion. But before we get started, man, some breaking news today. I got to get your thoughts. What were your thoughts on Canelo Crawford?
Actually, I love that fight. With that fight, I went back and I was sitting and marinating on it. At first, I couldn't pick a side for real because they both are good fighters, and we all know good fighter, check, check. But you got a good smaller fighter and a good bigger fighter. The good bigger fighter got the advantage. But then I started thinking about it. Roberto Duran jumped 2 weight classes and beat the man, Sugar Ray Leonard. Shane Mosley jumped 2 weight classes, beat the man Oscar De La Hoya. So why Crawford can't do it? So with that being said, I'm going for Crawford in that fight.
Wow. And not to say it's not ever going to happen, but the ring, who obviously Turkey Al Sheikh
Mhm.
owns the ring, that's where the news broke on that fight not happening, at least as we sit
Yeah.
here today.
And then also, the whole heavyweight division as a whole, you can be, I think it's 200 plus is heavyweight, I believe, or 201 plus, and you can fight somebody as big as ever, and the smaller guy can still win. For example, Usyk, I think weighed in around 220 something. And then Tyson Fury weighed in 270. That's a 50-pound difference. And you seen what happened still on both fights. So weight does matter, but at the same time, skills matters the most.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, it looks like your dad just joined, and you obviously are a historian of the game, Junior. And how you doing, Brian Norman Sr.?
Hey,
Jeff Zimmerman here. Good to see you.
good to see you too.
So, kind of a flip of the script. I'm talking to you guys because Junior, you're training your dad to get back in the ring February 15th in Atlanta on
This
BLK
weekend,
Prime. Um, how did that all come about?
I mean, who gave me all the knowledge and all the strength and all the power regarding boxing? Who gave me my whole mindset regarding everything in life? My pops. So now he needed a trainer. Just reiterate the same thing he taught me, just put it right back into him. And we got the same attitude, same mindset, same everything. So there's no struggle at all.
Has he been a good student? Is he listening to you?
He has been a good student. Yeah.
And Brian Senior, you were a former boxer, I believe, when you were younger, but you're fighting a guy by the name of Greg Hackett. I think he's like 3-23. What made this fight happen? You guys had a little disagreement or something?
What in a nutshell, what happened when we was on Mill City Live, and is that they, man, it was so much. But you know about it. Remember the boost negotiation and my son negotiation back, and then Daryl Peoples, of course, came out said the fight could have never been made. Blah blah blah. It was all a bunch of horse shit to me. So, but either way it go, when the negotiation was going on, we were handling it as a we thought it was real. So I'm just trying to explain to him, listen, it's not about what you get right now. It's about the long game. We had our different reasons for what we did and why we did. And we knew and know the fight is worth more money. And people don't even realize the Stanionis fight that just was made proved exactly what we said. It's not in Philadelphia. The Stanionis fight is in AC. And I guarantee you it's worth more than what they were offering us. That proved my whole point. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
as far as with the Greg Haggard situation, we was on the Mill City Live and we was talking about that. He was like, well, if you thought your son could beat Booz, why didn't you take the chance? So I was like, look, it's bigger than that. And I was just trying to explain to him. And I was trying to be respectful. And I was like, look, I don't expect you to understand. I didn't want to belittle him, but I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I'm not gonna tell Bill Gates what he need to take. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's not in my league. You understand what I'm saying? Just like there's levels to boxing, there's levels to life. And I just clearly see from what I know about Greg Hackett, he's still fighting. Like you said, he's 3-23. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. You're not making a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So then that's what I was trying to get him to understand. Like I said, I was trying to do this as respectful as possible, but I was like, I don't expect someone like you to understand. And, it came out wrong. And it probably just, like I said, was wrong at the time due to what was going on. And, he got mad about it. And, after they fight, me and you got to get it on. We got to get in the ring. Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. I sent her the address, and we was on another show. I mean, I went on another show, Coach Malachi, True Media Sports, and BLK Prime reached out to him, and we made this happen from there.
Hey man, I think everybody should settle their disagreements in the ring.
I 1,000% agree, and I hope this starts a new trend. I hope it
For
starts a new
real.
trend because I'm with it. I hope it
Yeah.
starts a new trend so that way people like Mike Tyson said will stop talking trash on the internet because they can really get hit in the mouth. Now, either it's going to be put up or shut up. You know what I mean? Same thing with, I know nobody want to hear about Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley offered me this fight. Tim Bradley offered me a fight. I agree. I haven't seen him since. Haven't heard from him since.
Well, Senior, what's it like being trained by your son? Kind of flipping roles.
You know what, man? I feel fine. I feel fine at a lot of things. Age is an old saying that Coach Barry taught me. He said that the youth is
Youth is
wasted on the
wasted on the
young.
young.
Youth is wasted on the young. I agree with that. Youth is wasted on the young because when you get wiser and older, you don't have that youth anymore. So being the fact that I got a chance to come back and do it again, I got a whole different mindset. I got a whole different understanding. I got a whole different type of respect. I'm going to respect my son, my coach, or whoever, because I know he's trying to help me. I know that I can't see. I know just like I try to tell him and show him, you're not doing what you think you're doing. You know what I mean? I've had to record people before. I've had to record him before. You're not doing what you think you're doing. I know your mind is telling you you're doing it, but you're not doing what you think you're doing. And so, I trust his knowledge. I trust what I taught him. I trust what he learned on his own. And I trust him enough to listen to what he say.
Hey, Junior, do you have to not go overboard because he's still your trainer, right? So do you have to payback's a bitch?
I mean, ain't no such thing going overboard with us. It been plenty of times where I said, all right, that's enough. He said, no, give me some more. Now I'm just returning the favor. So it go both ways. It's never too much.
Right.
True
Hey,
story.
Senior, before you jumped on, I was telling your son that I know AC here in Dallas. I covered Spence's camps for several years with Derek James and so forth. So great admiration for AC, his fighters first, protect yourself
Right.
at all times. I've been following his whole journey, and I don't think he could be represented by a better guy. But I wanted to ask you though, on the Boots fight, and you kind of answered it. So no regrets at all. 6 months later,
No,
jumping at the chance to get that.
no regrets 7 months later, however long later, but that was all of our points have been proven, even with the Eddie situation. Eddie came out right after the negotiations fell through and said that we called him asking was it still available? Like it was a whole crock of crap. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was. It was a whole crock of crap. It wasn't meant in good faith. The whole situation wasn't been in good faith. Even if you take it back further past that, he wasn't trying to make no fights happen. You got him trying to offer Charles Conwell $300,000 at 154, but then you come back and you get offered $5.5 million with Virgil Ortiz at 154, and you turn that down. None of it made sense. None of it makes any sense whatsoever. Just people not using their brain.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. And I know your son's a fighter and he just wants to fight, but it is the business of boxing. So I get it. And it would be a hell of a fight. I think it would be a hell of a fight.
Absolutely. No, we want to fight. We do
It's
want
still
to fight.
available.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
still
we gonna
available.
it's still available. We want to fight. There's no reason why the fight shouldn't happen. I know depending on results or whatever it is, I'm sure they got a rematch clause in that, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. I was just talking to somebody about that earlier today, but it is what it is. So we don't regret it.
Yeah.
My son still has his career. He's still on the right path. I
We didn't
think he's
lose
in a good
anything.
right. I think he's in a good space. He's in a good place to make his own legacy. And when the fight happens, it happens. If it happens next, we'll definitely welcome it. If it doesn't happen next, we'll take it when it happens.
Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys both something because Brian is such a dangerous fighter for anybody. I mean, his skills are immense. And going back to last weekend, like Benavidez took on Morrell, which a lot of people questioned him doing it. He was going after Canelo for so long, and it was a super high risk fight for him, potentially low reward, right? If he loses, and
Right.
50-50 by a lot of people. So do you worry that Brian could be avoided because he is such a high risk and potentially low risk or high risk, low reward at this point?
You asking me or you asking my son?
Both of you.
Go ahead, B.
Well, in my opinion, I got a belt, so it's not necessarily low reward.
Exactly.
You want to
Yes, sir.
become a champion. That says it all right then and there. I got a belt by yeah. There go your reward right then and there. So to become a champion, you got to take a high risk. So high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
That's my answer exactly. He has the belt. There's only 4 belts that matter. He has one of the belts that matter. If the road to undisputed goes through Brian Norman Jr. at this point, so if you want it, if that's the reward you want, you got to come get it.
Yeah.
And then also, my dog Marvin Hagler, same thing with him. They were trying to, dim down his light. And they robbed him on a few fights in the beginning. So guess what? He said, forget all of that. I got something for you. I just gonna knock everybody's head off, and you got no choice but to come my way. I'm down to do the same thing, in which I am on the path to do right now.
And to your point, belts still matter. Belts still matter.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. No matter what, everybody wants to be a champion. Nobody just want to say, if you want to just get paid in boxing, you would have said that off rip. But everybody say I want to be a champion. So for that means belts matter.
Belts put you in the history books. Belts put you in the history books. Belts put you like if you take a fighter
Remember.
that when you take about okay, who held the title at this and who the held the title, this is who held the title. So it's kind of like it's part of, I always say anytime you take pictures and anytime you take videos, you become immortal because that's more footage or material that's out about you. So it adds to your immortality, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
adds to your immortality because that's just more. It's more you left. It's more of a legacy you left. So when they go to look in that title book for who had the title this year, this time, or remember this person fought this person, that he's part of history. That's part of his legacy. That's part of his immortality, in my opinion.
Boots Stanionis. I mean, that's not an easy fight for Boots. How do you guys see that one playing out?
I really don't have no opinion on it because I didn't watch Stanionis, a full Stanionis fight yet, so I can't say anything. I watched little small clips, so I know it won't be an easy fight, but I haven't watched a full fight to really give my opinion on him.
I got a real good opinion on that because I watched him. I watched him a couple of times, and I think I'm not sure how hard he hits. I don't think he has. I mean, he may have wear you down type power. He does not have like knockout power. He don't have like one punch knockout power. That's a definite. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. It seems one dimensional. Not sure if it is, but if you got a lot of pressure coming at you one dimensional, how mentally strong are you? I think Boots is gonna have to be sharp that night. He's gonna have to be sharp for 12 rounds that night. And I think for him to be sharp, I think it's gonna be a fight though. I think it's gonna be a fight. And I personally don't think like Boots like to actually fight people. Now, people get me mixed up when I say that. He likes to show off and he likes to be the man and he likes to beat people up. When I say he don't like to fight people, he don't like that back and forth.
It's
And that's
changing.
just coming from the past of seeing when people fight him back, he grabbed them and held them. He grabbed them and clenched them. That's not what a person that likes to fight would do. If you start punching back at me, I'm not gonna grab you and clinch you. We just finna fight down there. That old school what's his name, Turo Gotti Ward type situation. Those are guys who like to fight. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a tough fight, man. But I can see Boots. I can see Boots pulling out a decision victory. I don't think it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be like a wipeout or nothing like that. I think it's gonna be a good fight, and I think Boots probably put out like a decision victory. I ain't gonna say unanimous, but I think he'll get a decision victory if he's sharp. But he hasn't been tested, so we'll see how he handles under that pressure.
Yeah.